Ben Shapiro recently claimed, America is being invaded! Joe Biden has overseen the most destructive immigration policy in history! And when we look into it, we find out that America is being invaded by other Americans. You shouldn't need me to tell you this, but America is bigger than just the United States. Canada, for example, is an American country, as is Mexico. They are part of North America. Central and South America are also full of different American countries. Yet what do we have the gall to call our flag? We call it the American flag, because that is just how high and mighty we think we are. Now, many people ask, why would the government lie to us? On that note, here is something to think about.
Would you lie to make yourself look better? How far would you go to create an exaggerated image? I know this audience. We are the open-minded. We are the critical thinkers. We are overflowing with honesty and integrity. We are the truth in a world hidden under layers of deception. When I speak to people outside the U.S., I often ask them why they believe everything the Americans tell them. Their answers revolve around a central theme. America is the authority. We are the smartest country in the room. Whatever we say carries the most credibility. My grandparents believed that, and so did my parents. Growing up, I used to believe it too. The U.S. would never create a web of deception to further their own image. I mean, they haven't been doing great recently, but overall, our star-spangled history isn't in question, right? We wouldn't, for example, pay the French army a large sum to fight off the British and then found this country with a Declaration of Independence. We wouldn't take trillions of dollars of real estate in the form of Texas, Arizona, California, and New Mexico from old Mexico, and then say they provoked us to do it when they attacked and killed everyone at the Alamo. We wouldn't kick the Spanish Empire when they were down and gobble up Guam, the Philippines, and Puerto Rico by pretending they blew up one of our battleships for no reason at all. We wouldn't become mercenaries for hire during World War I. We certainly wouldn't wait until the last minute before joining World War II, then crown ourselves heroes, even though Russia did almost all of the military heavy lifting years before we arrived on the beaches of Normandy. And yet we did all those things and many more. History is indeed written by the winners, and that's exactly what America is, a land of winners. We win. That's what we do. We emerged from World War II, the ultimate winners, with hardly a scratch. While the rest of the world lay in smoldering ruins, we created a small tourist attraction in Pearl Harbor for the soldiers we lost there. An attack that we didn't let happen, even though without it, the entire world would now be speaking German. And while our enemies and allies started to rebuild, the Americans surged forward and became bulletproof. Our red, white, and blue history was elevated above the common and into the realm of myths and legends. By the late 1950s, the U.S. was unstoppable. We were Superman. We were rock and roll. We were the inspiration for every invention you ever used. We accomplished what the Roman Empire could not do in 1,000 years, because we were loved. We were not only loved, we were keenly aware of it. And in that love, there was an opportunity to be something new, something above mere bread and circuses. We could be the greatest show on earth, maybe even the greatest show that ever was. You want to know the easiest way to become a legend? Tell an impossible story. Even Julius Caesar couldn't have dreamed of conquering the moon. So that's exactly what we did. The Americans leveraged their seemingly invincible credibility to do the impossible. We created what we thought the moon would look like on a hidden soundstage. Then we gave it to our ever-growing media empire, and they spread it to the world. Billions of people watched the same narrative at the same time. It was our high watermark, our finest symphony, the impossible greatness. But this impossible story has a fatal flaw built into it, that being time. Time to build an internet. Time to create things like Photoshop. Time to let critical thinkers start comparing notes. As things like these emerged, intelligent people in different parts of the world started to look more closely at the media, and what we were told was the truth. The pictures were too good, too polished, and moreover, they didn't make sense. The television broadcasts were crude for their time and suffered from what appeared to be production edits. The engineering used in the space program itself defied laws of physics. As time marched forward, the flaws were put under more and better media microscopes, and the whispers started to spread. Something is wrong. But what became more apparent was how the mission stalled and then stopped entirely. The entire moon program was abandoned in 1972 with the promise that we would be going back. Since then, year after year, decade after decade, every U.S. president said the same thing. America was committed, we were ready, and we would be going back soon. Well, that was 50 years ago, and just recently they postponed it yet again for another 2 years. Of course, you know better. You know why they have to do this. They keep the secret, the same secret that started the program in the first place. The moon is a no-fly zone, a beautiful phantom that keeps time and inspires the masses. It was built for you as a reminder that you are here for a reason, but you aren't supposed to know that. The moon is many things. For some, it's an impossible lie used for their benefit. For others, a romantic wonder that helps create songs and poetry. For me, it's a symbol, an objective truth, a banner in the sky that helps guide my thoughts from time to time. In the weeks and months to come, keep in mind that while the powers that be make claims on the permanent fixtures of this reality, know that they are, in the end, yours, given to you by the Creator, and no flag can ever truly take them from you. Long live Flat Earth. There you go. End of rant.
Nice.
This Truth Bomb was brought to you by Mark Sargent and Karen B. Catch them live on Tuesdays on their show, Strange World. There's a link in this video's description.
Hey, Karen, being the current queen of Flat Earth, it must be hard to find Flat Earth friends. Do you know an easy way to find cool people like yourself and solid info about our stationary horizontal level plane?
Why, yes, that would be the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app.
It's the perfect gift for friends, family, and complete strangers. Watch the featured video every day for 2 weeks to see what happens. It'll be the best $2.99 you've ever spent.